and we should be headed out live at the moment
Live.
for all our friends, fans, and followers out there in YouTube land. And then while I'm at it, I'll send this Facebook post, and then I'll send this tweet.
Oh, damn, man.
Something went wrong. Let's give it. No, nothing went wrong. Damn you. All right, we're gonna try this again. It's gonna delete this whole shit. It doesn't want to go up on the Twitter for me.
Doesn't want to go up on the Twitter machine.
No, the Twitter machine is out of order.
Fucking Twitter.
The Twitter.
Say what?
Yeah,
Oh no, Jose's doing something on his phone and.
Oh.
Okay, so Twitter's not loading for me. So if somebody wants to put it on Twitter, that would be awesome.
It's already on the Facebooks?
Already, as far as I know, yes, it's on the Facebooks. I couldn't see it because I got all these chats open up in front of Facebook.
Jesus, you startled me, Jose.
Why do they make Messenger if they're just going to pop the Messenger conversations up on your Facebook page?
Share. Twitter machine.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck happened. Twitter doesn't like me tonight.
What the hell's going on?
Damn, we got Brian and Kevin already. All right, returning.
Hell yeah. Monday.
I gotta say,
right.
You guys missed the fake. You guys missed the. Whoa, that's me.
Sorry, guys.
You guys missed the fake Randy Orton. You would have loved that.
Yep.
Yeah, fake Randy Orton was in the building. No lie. Ask
Awesome.
Brian and Kevin that are in the chat right now. They were here. All of a sudden, some dude named Randy Orton came in and said, "Yo, it's RKO." I was like, "Sure." And I'm your host, Pentagon Jr.
Did you get it up on the Twitters, Bruce, or not yet?
I'm finishing the post right now.
Cool.
Tweet, Brucey, tweet.
Holy crap.
Oh, my. Man, why is everything going? No, not yet. Wait for it, damn it.
Sorry, we were unable to send your tweet. Would you like to retry this?
Yeah, that's what they did to me, man.
Really?
Something's wrong with the amazing Twitter machine. All right, fuck it. We're just going to roll.
Sorry, Twitter. I had an amazing post, too. I actually took my time with it.
I know. I
put some thought into it.
Typed the whole thing, dropped the link in there. I had it all set up, ready to go. Hit the Facebook, hit Twitter. It was like, sorry. Don't apologize. Yeah. Just do your job.
Just tweet what I put out. Damn it.
All right. Brucey, you doing the intro tonight, homie? Okay, cool. I'm going to hit record so we have a podcast.
Yes.
And I'm going to click this here. And we're going to go over here. No longer exists. And away we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children above the ages of 18, welcome to another episode of Top Rope Wrestling Talk. So here we go. Let's get the hostess out of the way because we've got something to discuss.
The hostesses with the mostesses.
Right down below me is none other than the First Lady of Top Rope Wrestling Talk, Miss Latina Heat, Grandma Wendy.
Viva la raza! If you're not cheating, you're not trying. We lie, we cheat, we steal. We lie, we cheat, we steal. Mamacita, we...
From Nick Aldis.
He always cuts it off at the mamacita.
I figure it's
That's my
perfect because, you know.
Okay, also joining me to the left of me, probably on the right on his screen, but
To the left, to the left.
on the left of me is none other than the producer, the soundboard extraordinaire, the jack of all trades, the master of none, Dom.
Hey, damn, that's a cold ass honky.
Yes,
I
it
am.
is. Yes.
I really
Yes.
am.
And, you know, yes,
You?
me.
Yeah.
Me.
guy.
I am
Over
none
there.
other than the high class one, the MJF mark, MJF scarf wearing, never gonna join the inner circle because it's a fucking swerve.
Right. Sure, Jan. Sure.
It is. It is.
Yes.
Waiting for the I told you so's.
Not happening.
Nope.
Never going to hear the end of it when it happens. He still hasn't said his name.
Yes, I did. Bruce. I'm Bruce.
He's
Rude.
Bruce, damn it.
I'm better than you.
Yes, I am.
And he knows it.
Yes,
And
I
he knows
do.
it.
Yes. So, you know, there's like, we have a lot to talk about anyways, but then we got smacked in the face with that PWI Women's 100.
Right? Which we brought up a few weeks ago. We were wondering where Thunder Rosa was after she followed us. And I said top 5. And we could not find anything because it had not come out yet. Well, the list is out now. And Thunder Rosa, not top 5.
14.
Not even
14.
close. Not even close to top 5. Like 9 spots. Really?
At the very least, she should have been top 10. At the very least.
And here's the thing, like all her matches that were on AEW Dynamite actually counts towards that ranking.
It's an experience.
Oh, yeah. It should. It better.
No, I mean,
It
it's
was
October
in there.
19 to October 20. October 20 is not over yet.
So they were all in there, including the week she defended that NWA women's title 3 times. 3 times in 3 separate promotions. In a week. That's not good enough for top 10?
And then, what
I mean,
was
should
it?
we-
We were, was it Billy Kay that was below Lacey Evans? Like,
Something along those lines.
Yeah, yeah.
all right,
That whole list is.
I hate to break in, but Randy Orton is back in the chat. And he's joining Pentagon Jr., MJF, and Jordan Grace on Top Rope Wrestling Talk.
When we in the school year, can I do online school?
oh, sorry, I had a high class child speaking in my ear.
It's no problem. Dude, we got
High-class
Dad
fire.
Club. We got Randy Orton apparently in our chat.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not how he introduces himself. But okay, sure, I'll take the bait. Hi,
Wow.
Randy.
We have been joined again by the 3 most boring letters in pro wrestling.
Now they are.
They've always.
Who was it that tried to? Who was it that tried to argue me in the book saying, or in the Facebooks saying he's the best that's happening in the E right now? I was like,
That was Dom.
Fuck no.
no.
What, you think I'm gonna suck up to Randy Orton?
Well,
because he's in our
JK.
chat?
Yeah,
Fuck
no, he is definitely by far not the best thing going. The best thing going
No,
again
God,
for the
no.
3rd week in a row, I'm gonna say it is Alexa Bliss and the Fiend.
No,
Yes.
The double Sister Abigail in the ring.
that's
was
true. Is it
amazing?
safe to say that Raw won the draft because they drafted the Fiend and Alexa Bliss? like shut it down. Like that's
It
pretty
feels
much it.
like
You
it.
win. It in my book, you win.
Yeah, because they took the hottest act going. Like Vince is like, oh, this is the best thing going. This is hot shit. This is good shit. Get it on Raw. Get it on Raw so we can ruin it.
We gotta say fuck fake Randy Orton because we have a real star in the chat now. Shout out to Scorsese. What?
Yo, what up?
But also, hi, people.
Hey, Felipe, CWO. There's so many members of the CWO in the chat right now. It's fun. It's great. I'm loving this. But yeah, I honestly believe Raw won the draft just because they took Bray and they took Alexa, and they've been the best thing going on SmackDown pretty much for a while now. So, you know.
Sorry, I'm laughing at Felipe. We all lost at the draft.
We really did. We really did. You know, the biggest thing that we lost on Monday night was the opportunity to see the Profits take on the New Day. They just had the whole, here, you take the blue one. You take the red one. Okay, bye, guys.
They had a chance to unify the titles.
Right?
They really did.
I was hoping for at least a match.
That's a really snazzy mug there, Bruce.
Damn show. I mean, it is wonderful. It's almost as nice as my shirt.
Right?
But it feels like you had such an opportunity in front of you with all these guys in the same building, and they're going to be swapping titles anyway. Why not stick them in a ring?
Of course, Scorsese would be like, I love the draft. How did I know that was going to come out of your mouth, my friend?
Randy Orton says he's better than The Fiend. No, you're not.
What are you smoking, Randy Orton?
Oh.
Can I just say, for me, the biggest disappointment of the draft was New Day being split apart.
Yes. Dude, they split everything apart.
A lot of the disappointment from the draft came the New Day's way, between A, being split up, and then B, not having some kind of match with the New Day on Raw to either just have it because they're there or to unify the tag titles. I felt like that was
even if the titles even if the titles were not on the line, they still should have been like, hey, do you wanna, like, yeah, you know, done some stupid thing like that.
That could have been that's TNT.
I'm about to explode. I'll be watching TNT from now on. Fuck you.
I'm never shopping here again.
No, they did lose the opportunity at an amazing co-main event on Raw.
They lost an opportunity to scream the words they love so much, which is for the first time ever.
Yep. So are they still being called the New Day, or are they just Woods?
They're still the New
Kofi?
Day. They're still the New
No,
Day.
they're still the New Day. Why wouldn't they be the New Day?
They still rock the same outfits. They still come out to the same music with Biggie in the beginning.
They split them. So
Woods definitely put on a little weight. He looks like he's in Ambrose.
He bulked up. He bulked up a bit, and that hair too. Just
the hair. He got the blowout kit going on. I'm feeling it. I wish I could grow a fro. I can't. That's why I keep it like this. But he looked damn good. Like he even looked good in ring. And yes,
he did.
You know, for a guy who had so much time off.
It didn't feel like he had a new ring rust. Like he went in there and he definitely owned it well.
That's a good thing. I've always liked Woods.
Mm-hmm. I have to. It's nice to
even
see
when he
him
was
back
Creed over in
not miss. Oh, Constance Creed. Yeah, we brought him up. He brought the hair from TNA because it's just.
He did. He really did.
Yeah, Felipe says every year the draft gets worse. I can't really argue that point. I don't even think it gets worse. It just makes less and less sense every fucking year. It's like, oh, we just got the New Day back together. We split them up 5 minutes later. Oh,
yep.
We drafted the Profits to SmackDown, but they're just going to swap belts on the way out the door.
Yep.
You know, did Bray Wyatt have a Fiend go, or did the Fiend have a rivalry going with Kevin Owens and Alexa Bliss was involved? We're going to bring the Fiend and Alexa to Raw, and then we're going to move Owens to SmackDown.
Is it Black on SmackDown?
Do Do you think he's going to start a feud with Drew McIntyre now for the title? Do you think they're going to do that?
I don't
Fiend?
know. I would
Yeah.
love to see it.
Are they going to like push that?
I would love to see anybody but Randy Orton. So
Oh my
Fiend, fine.
God.
Right. Even my
yes,
eyebrows got excited.
Awesome. You know how awesome that could be? Like Bray
I hope he's-
could bring him back to the 3MB and make him like all like second guessing himself.
Yep.
Don't do that.
Well, no, it's like a mind game.
I don't want to see
from
that
the Fiend.
3MB stuff. Like, no, bring it back to the Chosen One or something. Not the 3MB thing, man. We don't need that. We don't need that ever again. But yeah, if Randy Orton's still in the chat, the Fiend is better than you. And by the way, MJF is better than you. There.
Always.
I said,
Yeah.
because Brucey won't.
Always.
Salt of the earth. Come on.
I got the balls to step to the Viper. Brucey don't.
Smarter about it.
To answer Shelly's question, no, not a Fresca. It is a Trite IPA. It is mighty tasty.
Mm-hmm. I wish I had one. I'm
Look
stuck
at all
with
those
Fraps.
crumbs in your beard, Bruce. Get it together, man.
What?
You had all this like crap in your beard. Get it together, man.
It's ranch
Okay.
from my pizza.
Again, hilarious, but you got to say it while I'm drinking, so I'm about to be like all over my can. But yeah, I definitely think Raw at least won the draft. They got a lot of solid pick, not just Bray and Alexa. I mean, they picked up Braun Strowman, they kept Avocado. All SmackDown got was the former
Abba-dabba.
Monday Night Messiah and his whole storyline over to SmackDown. Like Ray, the family, Aaliyah, Buddy, they're all on SmackDown now. So if you were enjoying that shit on Monday, and most of you weren't, tune in on Friday.
But we talked about this last week, Dom. Like, Seth's getting ready to go on maternity leave with Becky here any day now. Not any day, probably just like the next month or so at least.
In the near future, yeah.
Yeah.
So
he's gonna be
really
gone.
almost that time? Has she really been pregnant that long already?
She's probably about
since after WrestleMania. No, after Money in the Bank.
After Money in the Bank. So yeah, she's like.
I'm really showing my childlessness right now because I'm like, has it been an eternity already? She should have been done by now.
That thing should have been done cooking already.
Not like 5-6 months. No, not yet. Nuh-uh. You don't want to do that. Don't put that evil on her. But anywhere in the near future, like heading towards Royal Rumble, somewhere around there, Seth will probably dip. And they better hope they wrap this storyline up somehow on SmackDown by then, because once he leaves, what the hell would you do with it? Because you got Murphy, you got the Mysterios, you got him. If he walks out the door, now you got 5 people you got nothing to do with.
You know what they're gonna try to do for WrestleMania this year? Because I don't think The Rock's gonna happen. They're gonna have Seth versus Roman for the Universal title.
I can see that.
That would be cool if he's able to come back in time. That would be kind of cool.
We're gonna hear.
Felipe says, "Don't forget about Survivor Series."
Oh, I'm not forgetting about Survivor Series, man. I'm just saying, like Becky ain't gonna be ready to burst by Survivor Series. That's not happening. May to November is not enough time. I had a kid. I know how this goes. Well, I didn't personally, but you know what I'm saying. If I had a kid, I'd be record breaking, and I might have some monetized YouTube channels by now. But
Felipe, that won't be at WrestleMania. They'll have that match, but it won't be at WrestleMania.
Oh, Big E versus Roman. Yeah, I'd love to see that. I really would. As long as he doesn't get squashed like Jey Uso, I'd love to see it.
Becky Lynch is due in December, apparently.
So not far away, and very shortly.
It's like 3 months. So she's like, so that puts her, what, like 6 months then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's me. That's what I was saying. Like right around Royal Rumble time, Seth might just gone. But he could return for Mania. It just depends on how things go.
I'm fucking with you.
I can't believe we've taken this much time talking about Becky's baby. We
What
ain't talked
freaks me
about.
I
out,
know, and there's so much other stuff to talk
We ain't
about.
talked
like,
about Becky's baby this much since she announced it in May.
you know what happened?
even then, we didn't talk about it this much, to be honest.
You know what happened?
Fact.
What
We
happened?
fell into the WWE rabbit hole.
The
That happens.
vortex.
That really happens to us every once in a while on this show. Like
It does.
we'll just fall into a rabbit hole for like 15, 20 minutes just talking about WWE, and really doesn't matter
And it'll be
about
like
the stuff that doesn't matter.
exactly like the most random nugget of WWE bullshit. Just like, hey, let's talk about that Becky baby, shall we, for like
That
20
nobody
minutes?
cares about.
But
Nobody cares except for Becky. And
I
even
do-
she's probably like, I'm over it. Like, I don't blame her.
I do.
I don't know how pregnancy works. I don't know.
I like your idea, Kevin, of Dominic and Ray taking on the Street Profits. That's kind of cool. Like, Ray, meh. But the family taking on the Street Profits might actually be a good match. It's not going to be New Day versus Profits, but it's going to be good.
This is one of those moments where I wish Teddy Long was back so he could be like Dominic Mysterio with Seth Rollins against the Street Profits, because it would be funny. It's not even like, oh, a match I need to see. No, it would just be hysterical for all the wrong reasons to me.
We about to have a tag match, player.
I'm very impressed with Dominic's ring skill. I'm very impressed.
Yeah.
I am too. I said that Monday.
Baby Lynn.
I even quoted Wendy and said I know he's greener than baby shit, but he's damn skilled too. I mean, he is the definition of prodigy as far as somebody goes. Damn.
I wouldn't go so far as calling him a prodigy, but he is actually doing a good job for someone who is probably not. I mean, granted, he's probably been learning some stuff throughout his whole life, but for someone to be as novice as he is, he's pretty good. But I would not go so far as to call him a prodigy.
Do we call him a future WWE champion?
No. Too small.
Never?
Carter, maybe.
Never?
Too small.
Look at his dad. His dad's held it.
Yeah, but his dad was like tiny, and he was, like the underdog and the giant killer. Where Dom
He's bigger than his father.
Yeah, but Dom is built like me. He's a fucking string bean.
He can do a round of roids in a couple of years. He'll be fine.
At least Ray got like short and wide, where Dom just kind of looks like me. And if I got these titles, but that was from picks. If I got to get in the ring with Roman Reigns, I'm not winning the title.
He's not cheeseburger shaped though, but even cheeseburger in ROH has like he's like just lean muscle, but he has time enough. He's still young. He's like 5 years old. He has time enough to like work out, build up some muscle, It's not like he's going to be that shape and size for the rest of his life. If that, yeah. Excuse me, they're Russian vitamins.
We all remember him in 2005 with the Eddie thing, and he was just this short little fat kid with bleach blonde hair, and he's like, oh, so cute, and look at where he came from. So, he could change his body. It's obviously changed a lot since Eddie was his poppy.
Still is.
Always will be.
You do that to Eddie.
Damn sure, 100% fact. Seth reminded us on Raw, if anybody was watching. I know you weren't, so if anybody was watching, he did remind us of that fact. But he's definitely came a long way since the little chubby kid with the blonde hair in 2005. So he could build up, but I just don't see him becoming WWE champion. I don't know if he would make the same. If he could make the same impact that guys like his father or guys like Eddie did. There's only a few that especially like luchadors or from luchador families that made it to that level. And I don't know if Dominic Mysterio is going to be one of them.
Correction from Felipe. It's Dominic Guerrero. Guerrero.
Okay, so before we jump out of this WWE rabbit hole, and
I really want to get out of the rabbit hole because I talked about it for 3 hours on Monday. I really want to get out of this.
We are talking. We're talking about the living legend. Well, sorry, not living legend anymore, but the wrestling god that is Eddie Guerrero. Can we talk about Ricochet's
Oh, the tribute.
Homage,
I loved it.
tribute to Eddie.
I loved it. I bowed.
I
to
have
her
watched
head.
it. I've
You are
watched
still
it
my
like
king.
1,000 times in like a handful of days, and I could watch it 1,000 more.
I laughed so hard when it
Like, the
happened
whole-
live.
the
Oh my
whole-
god.
The whole thing was great. Ricochet
You are still
did
my
it
king,
perfect.
Ricochet.
He
I am not
did
worthy.
it perfect. But the way he went to the mat after he tossed Alexander the chair, he goes, oh, and he falls to. That was
It
great.
was wonderful.
I was like,
That's I mean, and I know he's in the chat, and I know Scorsese said this guy can't talk, and he can't. But there are so many other things that he can do in a ring like that you could put him out there and get him over with. And it was nice just not only to see him do it because it had just been I think Eddie Guerrero's birthday had just passed.
yes.
But then but just to get him a little bit of shine one night in a ring for the first time in I don't know how long was again when
Yep, absolutely. When I
was
showed it to my mom,
it was beautiful.
Did I show it to mom? No, I haven't showed it to mom yet, but I'm certain because she's told me about this. Her grandmother used to faint like that, and she would do the look for something to land on. And when I saw him do that, I was like, someone get him a shave. The faint.
I should have got him a fainting couch.
Okay, Dom.
Someone should have got him a fainting couch.
I think we can climb out of this WWE hole and move on to the next subject.
Oh, thank God.
Moving on.
Oh, so many things. I don't know. We brushed on it a little bit. Should we go back? Should we dive a little deeper into this PWI list?
Vibrator.
We can. I mean, we can dive into it a little more.
Because I think if I haven't closed it yet, I think. No, I might have closed. I was gonna say I think I could bring it up for everybody to see that has decided to join us on YouTube, but I'm looking for it. Give me 1 second.
What are we discussing? Sorry.
The PWI.
We are discussing that.
Hey,
Hey, little demon. Okay.
Yeah, he's going to bed.
Good night, dude.
Hey.
The top 5, like, really?
Like, yeah, we're gonna jump into the top 5 is literally all WWE.
Travesty.
With Bailey at number 1, which is like, all right, I guess she's held a title for like 300 and some odd days, like almost a year. So, and she had both titles at one point.
She did. She was Becky Duff belt.
Can I just point out that
Duff straps.
Becky literally only has like maybe 4 months of wrestling.
I mean, she left
on this list.
Well, if you figure she left in May, she had about roughly 7 months, considering where they go from October to October.
Night, buddy.
And she was the Raw Women's Champion for a long time, so like from one Mania to the next and beyond, before giving it up at Money in the Bank after Money in the Bank. So I can kind of see her top 5. The one that really bothers me, or two that really bother me, are Sasha and Charlotte. Because Charlotte sat the hell home for the last 5-6 months. And Sasha is in the top 5 basically because she was Bailey's lackey for a year. Like,
well,
Bailey,
to be fair to Charlotte, she busted her hump for like those first 3 months of weird, no audience.
NXT run.
She was like working every promotion like those first 3 months. To be fair.
Yeah.
And let's not forget that ladder match between Charlotte and Becky and the Kabuki Warriors. That shit was amazing. Which is why Asuka belongs in the top 3 as well, if anything.
The two I take issue with are Tessa Blanchard and Riho. But everyone knows I don't like Riho in general. So that's my issue with that. Like, fuck that tiny one. But Tessa Blanchard, I used to love Tessa Blanchard. And then she started pulling these stunts of like, well, give me money for your belt. No. Hold up your end of the contract. And no, we're not going to pay you for our belt. Why are we going to give you money for something that belongs to us? That's why Impact was like,
yeah. When was the last time Tessa Blanchard was actually in a ring?
Exactly.
I mean, honestly, there was the pay-per-view where she won the actual TNA championship, which was... Fuck, I can't even remember at this point. I think last December, maybe like beginning of the new year. and then COVID hit. She went home. She kept the belt. She said she was going to defend it. She didn't. She wanted money for the belt. She didn't send it back, and now I know she was in some independent promotion defending their title and lost to Kylie Ray.
Yeah.
But I think that's maybe the only match she's had since leaving Impact, and that gives you number 7.
No, like
She was
And
I
I know
can't get past Baszler and Rosa at 13 and 14. I just can't get past that.
I can't get past Jordan Grace at 12 when you think about the year that she had. I mean, she held that
Yeah.
Knockouts championship for a good portion of that year. And most recently beat a man in the middle of a ring, and that gets you number 12, but somehow Sasha is 5. You know what
Yeah.
Jordan Grace did last year? Did in that year that Sasha Banks has never done? Jordan Grace defended her title. There. I fucking
Yep.
said move her up.
Just saying, y'all. Just saying.
Sasha did hold the Raw Women's title and tag titles at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
okay, cool. Tessa Blanchard, her last match on Impact was taped on March 7th and aired on April 7th.
Okay.
She teamed with Eddie Edwards for the tag champs against the North, and they lost.
Okay, yes, I remember that one now. Okay, thank you. Yeah, okay.
You're welcome.
So she had roughly 6 months in Impact, and then the 6 months after that, she had
Where's Eva Marie?
one match. So if Tessa belongs up there with one match in 6 months, doesn't Thunder Rosa deserve to be higher since she had 3 matches in a week and they were all for a title?
Felipe, come on, man. She doesn't deserve to be first.
Who, Bailey?
Yeah.
I'm not saying Bailey deserves to be first. I'm saying I understand why she's there, because she's practically held the SmackDown Women's Championship for that entire period.
To be fair, she has been busting her ass this whole ass time, and she has been a working champ. She has been defending that title. Maybe not all the time willingly, but she's done it. And
Right.
she's had some damn good matches though. Like,
Right.
No, you're right.
Let's give it up to Bailey. We may not like her, but the
I
bitch
don't
has been
like her. I
working,
never
which
have,
is a
but-
lot more than we can say about Riho.
No, that's another one. I mean, we know Riho won the AEW title in October when Dynamite debuted. She then lost it somewhere near January when Nyla took it from her. And then shortly after that, COVID hit. She went home. I know she's been doing some stuff in Japan, but I don't know if that's enough to get you at number 8. Especially again, if people like Jordan Grace are at 12, or if people like Thunder Rosa are at 14, even Shayna Baszler. I mean, Shayna Baszler had a busier, better year, and she got buried on Raw.
Bro, she held the title for over a year on NXT.
Oh yeah, but I'd say a lot of that, and part of that was in this time period. Then she came up to Raw, kind of dominated a little bit, then fell off, then came back to win the women's tag titles with Nia. That seems like a better year than Rio, in my opinion.
Agreed.
Jordan Grace's year seems to be better than Rio's. Thunder Rosa's. But they're down here, she's up here. I don't get that either. I mean, I can't really knock Rhea at 11. I'm actually happy that Faye Jackson was like top 40. That's fucking ridiculous. Like, it's amazing.
So proud.
Dude, what was Veda Scott was like? Veda Scott was like 96, dude. And I don't think she's wrestled like but 2 or 3 matches. I thought she was retired.
I know she wrestled in ROH, and then I don't know if she's wrestled since, and she's been on the commentary table for AEW Dark, as well as
I
the
think
women's
she's done
tournament.
a few like indie matches here and there.
Yeah, I just don't know if that's enough to make the top 100. Like I could be wrong, because again, I'm not sure. I
mean, Kairi Sane is at what was that, 21? Come
21.
on. She had an amazing year.
Well, until the end of it, yeah. I mean, it's a weird look. I thought maybe Allison Kay should be higher than Dakota Kai. I mean, there's something, again, that Allison Kay did this year that Dakota Kai didn't, and that's win a world championship. and defend it. You know, Sasha couldn't. Allison Kay did a couple times before losing to Thunder Rosa, and then the rest is history.
Tegan Knox is above Alexa Bliss. She goes outward. Someone touches her knee, she friggin' tears a tendon.
You breathe a little too closely to her, and she's like, "I'm injured."
In Tegan's defense,
and she's good.
In Tegan's defense, she's because she's hurt again, and I think it's the ACL again, which is sad. But in her defense, she probably had more time in a ring and more impact in a ring in the last year than Alexa Bliss. Alexa's kind of been, you know, fading back, doing her talk shows, kind of, you know, tagging with Nikki and you know, taking the back seat, while Tegan has been in some big matches. So I can kind of see that one. I think Alexa will be higher next year once we get this Fiend thing going. That was another thing I loved watching Monday as the Fiend and Alexa Bliss gave like stereo sister Abigails to Zelina and Andrade.
We're falling back in that hole.
I'm just saying. And then immediately those two got shipped off. They were like, off to SmackDown with you. We don't want any, we can't have any feuds on the same show ever again. Get out. The only one we need to preserve.
Oh, dang, I didn't realize.
Monday
I'm
night.
actually like scrolling through the list finally. I didn't realize Alley Cat made it 58. Yes, queen. I love me some Alley Cat.
Yes.
Her death matches, God bless her for that. Holy crap balls.
I was saving that one for you, even though I'm a fan myself. I had to bring up Faye Jackson. I love Faye Jackson. I think she's amazing. I think they.
No, I'm talking about Alley Cat, dude. Alley Cat.
I know. I brought up Faye Jackson, but I left Alley Cat.
You did. I do love, and I'm very proud of her.
Because we're both really into them, but I wanted to give one or the other to you, so I had to leave that one. I was kind of I thought it was a missed opportunity they didn't sign Faye in AEW when she was in the crowd. It could have been Faye EW, for Christ's sake. This stuff writes itself. But the biggest one for me is Thunder Rosa, because when I retweeted that tweet and said, "Oh, did you mean top 5?" I actually believe that. Like, I thought she had done enough to make top 5 as far as women in wrestling this year. And then I saw this, and I was like, really? 14? That's all we're gonna get? You're kidding? No? Okay, cool. Because if you remember,
my question is, do they recognize the NWA Women's title?
They would have to. I mean, they have 2 NWA women's
They don't
champions.
recognize TNA's title as a championship title.
Yeah, but again, like, they don't recognize TNA's title, but they have at least one, if not, no, they have 2 Knockouts champions from this year on that list. They have 2 NWA women's champions on that list. So you could say you don't recognize these belts, but you should when you're putting their athletes on your list.
Yeah.
Fair enough, right?
Absolutely.
Like, I'm not trying to get on the soapbox. I'm just saying, if they're on the PWI.
No, you're already on the soapbox.
I always am.
You're always on it.
If they're on the list, recognize the belt they held in that year.
Yeah.
Tessa Blanchard, 7. She was Impact World Champion. Recognize.
Yeah. Okay. Word.
Oh, Felipe says Becky should be between 6 and 10.
That sounds about right.
Agreed. Yeah.
I would have moved probably. I would have probably moved Sasha and Sasha, Riho, and Becky out of the top 10.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But that's just me.
Riho should be number 1, right, Grandma Wendy?
Oh God, I gotta go, guys. She's going.
Right, Riho should be 1, right, Wendy?
I'm about to hop into the car and drive. What is it? 14 hours to where you are to sucker punch you in your throat for that one, and then just drive right back up. No stops. No stops.
Just
straight
asking.
through.
Just asking.
Straight through to punch me in the head.
Just went right in the forehead.
Like, guys,
and then drive back home.
If this ever happens and the cops show up, I'm going to be there with the footage and show them and be like, he deserved it. Look.
He's not even going for plausible deniability.
Kevin nailed who should be at 1. Like he fucking nailed it. Lana.
Oh, of course. I mean, she's getting a
should
Raw
be
title.
one.
She's getting a Raw Women's Championship opportunity after being put through a table like 19 straight weeks. Why not?
That's fucking ridiculous. They're giving her a title match. It's so Asuka can go out there and just slap the shit out of her because Miro's in AEW.
I'm not going to go there. I would explain. It was a big
punishing
swerve.
that poor girl.
Punishing her.
They are punishing that poor girl.
What was it? I saw a meme where Lana was through the table, and I think it was Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax that put her through the table, and it got Baszler saying, "Take that, Miro," and it's got a bubble next to Nia Jax. It says, "That's Lana."
That's Lana.
Oh, does anybody have the list up still? Because I closed mine.
I do not.
I do have it.
Chris was
Wait, I have it open.
About B. Priestley. Is she anywhere in the top
she's like
100?
50s or low 50s or below.
Let me look. Yeah, she's 37.
Oh, dude. She's killing it in Japan, dude. She went back to Stardom.
Uh-huh.
And then COVID hit, so that's why she got released from AEW. It wasn't because Lana Four Tables.
It will never ever be
Felipe's
Lana Day.
reminding me.
Never Lana Day.
Felipe's reminding me all the trash I talk about Riho and her bony self, that no ass having, skinny ass. I could keep going. I need to stop.
I know how one of your thighs is bigger than she is. I know. I've heard it.
Honestly, my big toe is bigger, weighs more. My big toe weighs more than she does. Exactly, that bunion weighs more than she does. The bunion itself, my hair weighs more than she does.
So I have
a lot.
Welcome to Top Rope Bunion Talk.
I guess I won't give away the spoiler that I read about for Full Gear, huh?
She's coming back, isn't she?
Yeah, to win the title.
No.
I've taken dumps that weigh more than her. I can't even.
Mad.
All right, good. I'm glad that you can't. I just wanted to get that reaction. I didn't read shit. I just wanted a reaction.
Oh, you motherfucker. I was like, you mean to tell me they're not even going to give Nyla another shot, but they're going to give Riho a shot? Fuck that bitch. Like, I was mad. And then he said something. All right, so let's actually,
It's like, I love how me yelling about her is like hearing Joe Pesci curse.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Fuck you guys.
True story. It's great though. I love listening to Joe Pesci curse. So.
Yes.
Now, can we actually get into
that?
You bastard. Can we actually get into something?
I got Dom too.
Something AEW that you got me too. Can we actually get into something AEW that happened, and that was the 1 year anniversary show last night? How good was it? I know Brian Cage is probably in the back like, what about me, when they're talking about every title being defended?
Well, Wendy's obviously going to say when Riho won the title on the first episode. So
Ixnay on the Iho Ray.
And good night.
Okay.
You're trying to get her to leave. Don't do that. Okay, so the real question I had for you guys is we'll get into the show, but after a full year of AEW on TNT, name your favorite moment.
Do you know how hard this is?
I know, that's why I told you to do it.
So many great matches, so many great moments.
Well,
there is. This is not easy.
Oh,
like, this is the opposite.
There's
of
so
WWE.
many moments.
Because if you say, what was your favorite moment in WWE for the last year, someone's probably going to say Edge at the Royal Rumble, and that'll be the end of that. But if you say AEW, they're like,
There's so many good moments. I can't pick just one. I've got at least 3. I've got a top 3. How's that sound?
Okay. Top
can
3.
Can I go with that?
Yes, give us the high class top 3.
The high class high 3.
From the TRWT 3. At 9:03. No, wait, it isn't. Never mind. Go ahead.
So number three.
Number three.
Number three
I'll do it for you.
It would have to be when Private Party upset the Bucks.
Oh,
Because
Wendy's about
that
to
was
get
just
mad.
an amazing moment that catapulted Private Party.
I know Wendy doesn't think so, but to me,
Oh, that's hot. That's hot.
And that
I
was
think
only
ill
number
of Private Party.
Number two is the parking lot brawl, the car garage.
Yeah, might have been my number one if it weren't for the Orange Cassidy thing.
I mean, I could throw Orange Cassidy versus friggin' Cody from last night, but my all time number one, and I don't think that's ever gonna change, is Cody's speech at the on the very first episode.
Oh God.
I don't think anything's ever gonna top that for me because that speech was fucking amazing.
In other words, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, those are good. I'm trying to narrow it down myself. I think my favorite match or moment was probably SCU winning the tag titles. In the very beginning, becoming the first champs, especially because it was Scorpio Sky and not Christopher Daniels. I love that.
It was Scorpio Sky in jeans, one shoe, and unprepared. And that's one of my top moments as well because of all of that.
Right. And you know what? Because it was.
So many.
Yes, yes, indeed.
And man, it's kind of a tie between that and that dog collar match between Brody and Cody, because I absolutely marked out for that. My inner bingo kid went nuts, so it's hard. I kind of have like a 1A and 1B. I don't have a top three. I just got
dude.
Ace up one, ace up two.
Like the promo from Cody, the swerve leading up to it, and then that match itself. Whoo!
The biggest COVID moment still would have to be FR showing up on Dynamite.
Yes.
Like that was the first real like unveiling or someone jump. It's not even about the jumping ship or being let go and going to AEW. It was the first like.
I thought Brucey was going to say the first COVID moment would be MJF gambling in the crowd when they brought the wrestlers around and screaming that Trent was in great or Chucky T was in great shape for a potato and all that stuff, because that's what really brought us to this point of like underdomes and crowds coming back and all that stuff was MJF and Sean Spears gambling and talking shit in the crowd.
Yes, that was honestly.
Listen,
you say you're a mark, and I'm the one bringing this up.
I am honestly trying to not be biased, because honestly, you guys know every time he shows up on Dynamite, they hit over 1 million views. The man is a wrestling god, and he is the future of AEW. He is better than all of you, and you friggin' know it. The wrestling god.
And yet he won't bring him up.
MJF.
It's
not that I can't bring him up. I could bring him up, but it's like,
all right.
I'm trying to be professional for you, Dom, and not just talk about MJF.
I feel you, but I had to get him in because that moment in the crowd with MJF is what led to WWE wrestlers surrounding the ring. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Can we do on MJF's birthday? Can we do an MJF special where we just let Bruce pour out all of his love for MJF, like from beginning to now?
You know what we're gonna do, Wendy? We're gonna get him to do that like live on Instagram, so we don't have to be involved. He can just sit there and say whatever he wants, and we can watch it if we want. We can turn it off
for as long as he wants. For as long as he wants.
Just go on MJF's birthday.
The MJF tacular. I'm like, yes.
Bruce is like, you guys are freaking geniuses.
You know, that'll probably be the highest rated episode we ever have.
Nah.
Because MJF is a wrestling god, and he will give us the rating.
And a prodigy in the future, and he's better than us.
Just by us using his name, just by us using his name, gives us more views. It's logic.
I'm watching the numbers. I don't see the views going up. MJF, MJF, MJF. They're staying the same. I mean, they're good numbers, and thank you to everybody in the chat, including our merch maker. I see you, but you know.
On that note, circling back to the topic at hand.
I was gonna say, Grandma Wendy, do you have anything to wrap this up in a nice, pretty bow with? Because I know you're all about the pretty bows.
The Stadium Stampede. How fantastic was that match? Let us not forget.
Oh yeah, I guess it's a one. I think it's not on Dynamite though.
It was
within that first year though. It was within that first year.
It was. But yeah.
But as far as AEW or Dynamite specifically, one that stands out the most was Bloody Britt Baker, because that really set her up to evolve her character like she's done it. And this whole year with her has been fantastic. It's been hysterical.
I gotta say, to this,
she has grown by leaps and bounds.
She really has. But to this day, if you go pay-per-view moment for me, I'm always gonna go back to that ladder match between the Bucks and the Lucha Brothers for the AAA tag titles. That shit was insane. It was probably my favorite match on any pay-per-view that they've done to this point. I had to get that in because I got to give my boy Pentagon some love.
Oh, of course.
I did Master of None. Sorry, Sarah, man.
Seriously?
I started here. I should have started.
You want to go pay-per-view? You can't forget Jungle Boy versus friggin' MJF's match. That match was fucking amazing.
There's the mark we know and love. Yes, it was a very good match.
There he is.
It was damn good. And
I'm gonna have to agree here with the Cody versus Dustin match, or as people would call them, Young Cody versus Old Cody. Great match. With the promo after, I need my older brother. I was like, oh yes.
Oh,
cheers.
Feels just I'm getting swept away by a wave of emotions right now. Don't look at me.
I will say though, on that note, while we're on the Nightmare family, least favorite moment was the Nightmare Collective that Brandy did. Because that went nowhere.
That was going to be my next question. What was your AEW miss on TNT? And the Nightmare Collective is definitely up there. Shitty barista promo for me. That was
a low blow and uncalled for.
Miss. Stupid idea, bad creative. Jericho came in, fixed it up. Now we see how Britt Baker does. So
yeah, she was
even handed off the conspirator thing to Britt. The shitty barista thing, man. Oh my god, I was like, that
shitty barista thing was very out of pocket.
It was. It was too long. It was bad. It was woo.
Look what it led to.
True.
And again,
television.
Again, it's another moment
an absolute role model.
It's another moment. It's another moment where we could sit around and say, thank you, Jericho, because he was the one in WCW with the conspirator promos. And all of a sudden, Britt comes back and starts that shit. And now he's a role model. But before that, ooh.
Wendy, we need to explain to Dom about the awkward variations that we see of the Falcon Arrow and people kicking out. That's not the real Falcon Arrow, because if it was
it is not the real Falcon Arrow.
No
one kicks out of the real Falcon Arrow. No one kicks out. They're not doing it right, because nobody kicks out of the Falcon Arrow.
The only one to ever use a true Falcon Arrow is K Quick, aka R-Truth, because he was the only one that would hit you and you would not kick out. And for that, I agree, because that man is a fucking legend and a 42-time champion. So of course nobody kicks out of his Falcon Arrow, but everybody else, you kick out. That's it. That's as far as I'm gonna go with it. If it's R-Truth, you're done. If it's anybody else, you kick out.
Yep.
So tell Excalibur to shut the fuck up. I'm done with your deal. Okay, shut the fuck up.
No one kicks out.
No one.
No, since we had the hits and we had the misses, why don't we talk about last night's show a little bit, because it was
it was amazing.
It was damn good.
It was awesome.
I mean, FTR's
another
title
one
match with Best Friends was as much as we don't get, like I said, we should have had New Day and Profits. Getting Best Friends and FTR for the tag titles and that dirt heel win. Oh, it's a thing of beauty. The whole match, the finish, all of it.
I'm gonna be the odd man out and say I did not enjoy Dynamite as much as I usually do last night. I didn't find it as great. I mean, the women's match was good, but the whole overall wasn't great for me. I felt like the tag match went on a little too long. The inner circle thing went on way too long. I was like, already just say it. No one cares.
Way too long. After
really
Sammy put on
on
the
too
big
long.
coat, I was done. It was like, okay, that's funny. We can move on. Nope. Steak dinner
Yeah.
time.
No, any segment with MJF is never too long.
I feel like it
Unless
was a
it's
good
that
night,
one.
but it wasn't great overall. That one definitely was way too long.
I will side with.
I mean,
Wendy
I
on that.
appreciate it. I appreciate it getting to see that much of Wardlow. I won't lie. Thank you for that. But overall, it felt, I don't know, the night just didn't feel so great for me.
I had this theory that seeing that much of Wardlow ended up making Wendy pass out. Because she was just spent. There was just too much Wardlow. She was like, oh shit, I need a nap.
I fell asleep. I fell asleep during the Cody match. Because I was like, well, here we go, the renewal of open challenges. They're just going to call it something else, but it's still an open challenge type thing. Good night and good luck.
I thought that match was fucking amazing. I loved that match.
It really
I think that was the match of the night, honestly.
I would have given it match of the night. I mean, the tag match was good. The women's match was great. I thought Swole had it a couple of times, but Cody versus Orange Cassidy was a damn good match. The only reason I might not give it match of the night is because it reminded me of Cody versus Darby way back at like whatever Fighter Fest, Fight for the Fallen, whatever that was, where they just fought their ass off, went back and forth, and it looked like each one was going to win. And then, Darby pins Cody, the count 2 and the bell rings, and now they're going to do it again. And you got Darby watching these two have a match that he had with Cody last year. So while it was a great match, I had seen it before, is all I'm saying. So I'd probably have to go with FTR versus Best Friends as match of the night. But Cody versus Orange Cassidy was damn good. It just felt like they removed Darby and put Freshly Squeezed in and said, have the same match. And they went and did it, which is not easy to do, but it had been done.
Okay.
That's the only knock on it. It was a great match regardless, but it felt like I had seen it already.
All right. I understand. Tell me how you really feel.
You're never going to have to worry about that with me, bro.
God.
It was a tremendous match. It was done.
Okay.
Go back and watch the first Darby versus...
Well, I can say the same thing about Heath Slater's storyline and Impact, but I'm not going to go there tonight.
Well, if you can say that, then I can say this. See, that's how...
Wendy's thinking.
I'm putting on my thinking face. It's kind of blank upstairs.
Like,
I wish I had the Jeopardy music. I just went...
A little blank upstairs today. A little blank. Oh, howdy. Sorry, y'all.
So do you think we're still going to get the Four Horsemen? Or do you think that's just kind of fizzled off and went away?
I hope
I feel like it's fizzling.
But it feels like ever since Cody cut that promo and went back to being a blonde, which was like, dude, you changed your hair more than your wife. Come on now. It feels like the Horseman thing is becoming more and more of a fantasy where when he first popped back out, you thought, oh shit, this is going to happen. Now the way things have played out the last few weeks, you're like, if it's going to happen, it's not going to happen with Cody.
No.
And they even started talking about how now Sean Spears is stalking Scorpio Sky. I thought he was out there just backing the Revival and Tully.
No.
And trying to become the third of the fourth, but now he's a stalker.
AEW does this thing where it'll like tease you with some storylines and then it just doesn't please you. Yeah, like the Nightmare Collective, that was one hella tease, and it was like, ooh, is this going to go somewhere? And then it's just nowhere.
Yeah. It could be one of those things where they wanted to see how the fans would actually react to it, and see if it was like kind of like a feeler. Like they put the feeler out there to see how everyone would react to it. Now they're making us forget about it when they
And
actually
also,
do it, it's like, oh my god, they fucking
and also
did it.
with the collective overall, like they had Awesome Kong in as like the forefront, like beating everybody's ass as part of the Nightmare Collective. Then she got a little nicked up. Then she got called back in to work on Glow season 4, which will never happen now,
Yes, it will.
and
Makes me
left.
sad.
I know that makes me I love that show. I absolutely love that show. When she got called back in, I was excited because A, there was going to be more Glow, and B, we were going to get rid of this shit. So yay! But I feel like it would
Taya
have
was
went
going
a
to be in
different
Glow this season
direction.
too.
Yeah, yeah, Taya was going to be in it too. But I feel like it would have went in a different direction and maybe been better had Awesome Kong stuck around. Once she left, you didn't have anybody to really be the forefront and beat everybody's ass like she did.
Yeah.
It took
Can
too much
we?
away from it.
I mentioned this in the thread for Dynamite last night. Can we try to give Brandy just a little bit of props for trying to do and separate herself from Cody? Like, it's not like she's there just to ride his coattails and walk him to the ring. She's actually trying her best to separate herself, but she always winds up back in the corner walking him to the ring.
Well, she's doing her very best to like have her own thing. Like she's got her own rivalries, her own show, her own action figure. She's trying her best to be an independent success. But it's hard to separate yourself from somebody that you are married to.
But
Like regardless of how many shows I host, eventually my wife is going to come on, or as many times as Wendy has shown up, we've had Jose on here on many cases. It's hard to separate yourself from your spouse, especially if you work together.
She's the Miss Elizabeth to his Macho Man. Like they're a unit, and there's no separating the one from the other, because it is possible to become something different from your spouse, like to have your own career. But when it comes to an industry where everything is so like tight knit, like it is, like wrestling is, in order to do that, you have to go to a whole other promotion. Look at Big Swole and Cedric Alexander. Why do they have their own careers? Why are they separate from each other? Because she's at one place and he's at another. Taya and Morrison, she's in one place, he's at another. Baker and Cole, same thing. The way to have a successful career as a married person with a fellow wrestler is to have separate careers and separate promotions.
So yeah, a lot of times. Although honestly, I think Morrison was better off in Impact with Taya than he is at WWE, but that's just me. Either Lucha Underground or Impact, he was hot. He got the WWE. so sometimes
and the other way the way this could have worked if they wanted to stay in the same promotion is if it was the 80s, kayfabe was still like going hard and strong, and social media did not exist, or the internet for that matter, where we can look everything up and be like, oh hey, did you know Cody and Brandy are married?
Yeah.
That would be the only way.
And it brings up, like, got the gears in my head going. Wouldn't it make more sense at this point if, especially like couples stay on the same shows in like WWE or Impact or whatever, to actually put them together in a storyline like on TV instead of pretending they're not?
No.
Jimmy Uso and Naomi worked great for a very, very long time until WWE blurred that line and had them in matches together. But the thing is everyone knew they were married, but they still had their separate thing until WWE brought them together on screen.
But I'm just saying, it seems like in the past it's worked on like, legendary levels.
No. Here's the thing. If you're gonna have them work together, then have it be because they want to be together. Like Lady Frost and the Savage Gentlemen in indie wrestling, they're married, they do everything together, but they are tag team partners together. Now, if you're married and you're trying to do your own things, no, keep them separate and apart from each other.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying, it doesn't seem like, at least in some places, that's an option unless you're NXT and you get, Killer Cross to walk out with his girlfriend. That's some epic shit. But it seems like you have Zelina Vega and you have Aleister Black on SmackDown, but they're not doing anything. You have Andrade,
they shouldn't.
Charlotte on the
they
same
have their own thing.
They don't do anything.
And they shouldn't.
Seems to have worked in some occasions on some very extraordinary levels. I'm just wondering if some of these guys have the option.
I don't think I think because of the way WWE handles intergender tag teaming, they shouldn't do that. It doesn't make for good matches. It doesn't make for good storyline. And if you're not gonna do it correctly, where like, oh well, you're gonna have an intergender and it's just gonna go however, or like this couple versus that couple for whatever reason, if you're not gonna do it in a way that makes sense, then don't put them together.
That's something I think it would work better at a place like Impact, which is why I brought up weeks ago that like if Rob Van Dam and Katie are going to be beating Sammy Callahan's ass, we need to get Jessica Havoc out here like now, because it could work there. But in WWE they don't do it that way, so it wouldn't really work. You make a great point. It wouldn't really work there, but it might work in a place like Impact or something where they actually do the intergender.
Yeah.
So I can't knock
When it comes to Callahan and Havoc, though, in what way would that move forward? That's another question to ask ourselves with these types of tag teams. In what way will it move a storyline forward?
Yeah, that's also
it would have to intertwine. Basically, the storylines would have to intertwine somewhere. They'd have to cross paths in a separate storyline to go into another storyline. Like.
And not everybody wants to mix their personal with their business, so that too.
That's true. I mean, you don't even have Impact's announced team saying that they're married. I guess because Madison Rayne is embarrassed, but they don't say that they're married. They act like they hate each other and they're a married couple. So,
are we sure they're acting though?
I don't know. I really don't know. I don't really care. But
I remember Josh Matthews as a really good play-by-play guy. Like now when I watch Impact and I hear him, and I'm like, dude, what the fuck happened to you, bro?
Yeah, it's like, dude, shut up. You make me miss Jeremy Borash. Shut up. Wow. It's just I'm not a fan of Josh Matthews. I usually either watch it on mute or I watch it on a Twitch channel where I can hear somebody talk over it. That works for me.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, and
Merchmaker.
Merchmaker had asked us about Archer and Moxley because she had her stuff freeze up on her last night. So I don't even know if she knows who won by this point.
Moxley won by a cheap roll-up and a no-holds barred match.
Yep.
Yeah.
That wasn't the ending. That wasn't the ending I was expecting in a match like that.
No, not at all. Especially after watching their match in New Japan, where it was just knockdown, drag out, but somebody definitively won, and that somebody was Moxley. I hate to spoil it after Wrestle Kingdom and all, but I hope you've seen it by now. It was like 6 months ago.
It felt like the Diet Coke version of the New Japan match.
Yeah,
like the Pepsi Zero version kind of thing.
Yeah. Pepsi. Don't bring up Pepsi here. Pepsi's disgusting.
I'm a Coke drinker myself, so I wouldn't know, but that's why I said Pepsi drink. There we go. There it is.
Coca-Cola or nothing.
We may argue about some things, but we all drink the same soda. We need a Coke deal. Like we're all arguing about wrestling topics and stuff, and then we all stop and pop a Coke, and we're like, "My people."
Pour it into our top rope mugs.
Right, with our shirts on, So good.
More like Diet Right version.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad match, Kirby. It wasn't a good one. It was just kind of a match. And if you ask me, I say the one in Tokyo was better, but that's just my opinion. I sat through both, and I enjoyed both, but the one in Japan was definitely better. What we didn't get in Japan was Eddie Kingston and his crew coming down to actually save Moxley and then beat his ass.
Which is great. It was great.
Is fucking amazing.
He's gold.
We all knew that long before he came to Dynamite, but now I think mainstream wrestling fans are starting to understand that, like, this dude, like where has this dude been? And I could tell you which one do you want to know? Like recently NWA, before that he was he's been everywhere, but he's never been on a national stage like this, on primetime television. And he probably should have been. But now that he is, people are finally starting to understand what we here already knew, which is like, this guy is unbelievable.
Like, I was gonna say, and I fucking forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, right.
Don't worry, we're just live. No pressure.
This right.
No pressure whatsoever. None. No, who was it that posted on the group something about like how people who have followed his career know Kingston is great, but now AEW has given him this platform.
That would be the high class one.
AEW has given him this platform to be able to better showcase himself and his skill set and bring him a bigger, greater audience, which I think is fantastic. I think AEW does that well for a lot of people.
I mean, you can tell he's been around forever because look, he's best friends with like everyone on the roster. He's known him since like 2007, and he goes way back, and all of that with most people other than like Moxley and maybe Pentagon is bullshit. But that's okay because he can sell his ass off. So when he says it, you're like, wow, you really knew him? You're like, if you didn't know.
The thing about him, besides being great on a microphone, he has that accent and the way of talking that just makes you want to punch him in the face. Yep. Like, I love everything he does, and when he gets on a mic, but when I hear his voice, that New York accent, I just want to punch him in the throat.
He's got that New York, Brooklyn Taz accent, man.
I want to punch him right in the face because
like being
fans from New York,
being who I am. If you can see the name on my screen, when you hear that New York accent, you're just like,
I feel kind of bad because secretly I love that accent and I've always wanted to have that. Like growing up as a kid in Texas, everyone's always got that Southern draw. And I was like, no, it's that New York thing. It's that New York. It's got that attitude and that like go fuck yourself thing about it that I always love. It's like that's what I need in my life, a fucking New York accent. I can just be like, I'm walking over here. Yes, I fucking do need that in my life. I fucking do.
I'm walking over here.
Love it.
Fuck's your fucking problem? I can't say it. Like just so want to smack people so many times, couldn't, but wanted to so many times.
Also, he's from Yonkers, BT Dubs, Eddie Kingston.
Oh, Yonkers, my bad. Close enough.
Yonkers.
It's so close to Brooklyn, you can spit on it.
Oh, people, you got to be careful with that kind of thing because New Yorkers take a high offense being called from the wrong place.
Yeah, I know. Believe me. Yeah. All right. So last but not least, should we, since I kind of promised it, should we make some picks for this AEW title tournament coming up that we've got the competitors for now? Like, there's no mysteries. Everybody's out there. Everybody's in it. Should we go match by match like we did with the TNT title, with the TNT tournament?
Sure. Why not?
I'm going to start out with the toughest one for me, at least. Penta versus Phoenix.
Phoenix.
Grandma.
All right, I had to double check. I want it to be Penta.
Yeah, give me Penta.
Yeah.
Give me Penta because there's a finals match that I'm hoping for. So give me Penta in this one. Okay, and on the same side of the bracket, Kenny Omega versus Jelly himself, Joey Janela. Janela. Blah, blah.
Kenny.
Okay, yeah.
Because I want that rematch from All Out, something horrible. I want to see Penta take Kenny on again. That match was great at All Out. I think it could, help to boost Kenny up and bring the cleaner back. It may even help to break Penta out of this kind of malaise that he's been in since joining AEW, getting on TNT. So that's the match that I want to see. I'm really hoping we get that rematch. That would be dope.
We're gonna get Phoenix versus Kenny, and their match is gonna be for the AAA championship as well as to move on.
Wow, that would be good too.
Ray hasn't got.
But I still want my rematch from All Out. Sorry, bro. I'm not backing off. I can't.
No, you're fine.
All right, we're gonna do this one next for Wendy because Jungle Boy taking on your favorite sex toy Wardlow.
Of course, I'm gonna pick Wardlow. Like, why are you even asking?
You can see like the hearts like in her eyes and the vapors going into her nose.
All the
Oh, whew, Wardlow. Oh,
all around.
just
Who's
Wardlow
kind of
all
hot in
day.
here?
He's going to win the whole thing.
I would not be surprised if Jungle Boy wins.
I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna say this: Jungle Boy wins because MJF screws Wardlow somehow. Like MJF's
That
gonna
would
try
not
to help
surprise
him
me
keep the
either.
win, and it's gonna backfire, and Jungle Boy's gonna
He's gonna screw Wardlow because he's not in the tournament.
yeah, or because he doesn't want
about
Wardlow
right.
in the inner circle. Maybe I'm gonna
Or
digress.
because Wardlow, or because, that Moxley match, Wardlow did not have the best of aims that night, and then John Moxley
Exactly.
cheated. So
Yes, John
Exactly.
Moxley cheated 100%.
And won.
Hundo Peace, son.
All right, last but not least, Boom Boom taking on Hangman. This one hurts me because I want Boom Boom, but I know it's gonna be Hangman.
It's gonna be
Same.
Paige.
Yeah, it pains me to say that because I love Boom Boom. I really do. I want him out of the dark
Oh,
order. Stop
absolutely.
hanging around. You don't belong. You're better off on your own. But he has no shot at this.
Having Boom Boom in the Dark Order, it feels like it's a herd of black cats, and he's the one golden retriever that's like, "Hey, you guys, what's going on? What are we doing?" And the black cats are like, "We're in the middle of a satanic ritual,"
If I could give you like the all elite comparison, having Boom Boom in the Dark Order is like having Marco Stunt in the Inner Circle. Like, what the fuck is this guy doing here with these guys? Like, they just don't make any sense together at all. Like, one's all corny and bubblegum and blah, and these guys are like stone cold killer heels. It's the same thing with that. And you can put your hands up all you want. I ain't doing it. I can't help you join those gimps. Good luck with your mask. Okay.
I love what's going on with John Silver though. In the Dark Order, like all of his shenanigans and his antics and trying to get Daddy's approval, basically.
He's supposed to be like number 3 behind Uno and Grayson, and he's basically Brody's bitch. It's like, wow, number 3 on the totem pole, and you're a bitch.
It's the best.
Good luck, 10. You're screwed.
It's the best.
And we'll pick the second round or whatever. But if you had to come down to 2 people in the finals, is there who would they be, and why will it be Hangman and Kenny?
It's not gonna be Hangman and Kenny. It's not gonna be No.
It's gotta be.
It's gonna be Phoenix versus Hangman. Hangman is going to cost Omega. He's gonna come out to try to help Kenny win, but in the end, he's going to cost him.
I like the sound of this. I can get with this.
All this dragging out the whole Hangman and Kenny thing, like Hangman's in the ring, Kenny's at the table. Kenny's in the ring, Hangman's at the table. They still they throw these little barbs. I think there would be no bigger moment than the finals of this tournament leading into a pay-per-view for a shot at Moxley at getting Omega to beat Hangman and go on and face Moxley kind of like he was supposed to this time last year.
Felipe brought up a good point right now. He said, I would change Colt for Scorpio Sky or even Miro, even Will Hobbs, Brian Cage. Out of those 4, who would you replace Colt Cabana with?
Will Hobbs.
Miro.
I go Will Hobbs. Because literally it'll shut everyone up, because he's the guy that came from Dark, made his name, worked hard, got brought up to Dynamite, got into some big matches, had a beautiful match with Brian Cage. He's got the story, he's got the background. You can't scream WWE guy with this guy. He's perfect to put in that spot. It would shut everybody up.
I would probably pick Scorpio Sky. He definitely deserves the opportunity and the push. He's busted his ass. I would definitely put Scorpio Sky in there instead.
I wanted Sky back in the TNT title picture. I thought he deserved another shot, and they just completely moved past that.
Oh yeah,
and put him back in a tag team after they had split him off and made him the King of Dark and gave him new music and had him out there as a singles competitor. He tore the house down with Cody and came up short. And then back to the tag team you go, Scorpio. It's like, oh, come on, man. He deserves better than that. So if you put him in that title tournament, I wouldn't be mad, but I might be mad if he lost. So there's the drawback. Because no matter where he comes up short,
fair.
in the tournament, or if he loses to Moxley, it's just another opportunity for Sky to grab that brass ring and have it pulled away at the end. If you're gonna do it, you got to do it all the way. You can't go half-assed on this because you've already done.
That's true. You can't go half-assed with it now.
Because it's happened.
Yeah, he's already declared that his intentions, and then it never came to fruition.
Right? He had a great TNT title match. He proved he deserved to be in the midst and on that level, and then just got slammed back into the tag team again.
He's never had a bad match.
Never, ever, whole career. No.
That would make for a good rivalry though, Sky and Cody.
Yeah.
Let them have a few matches. Not just some one-off, like you tried, man.
No,
give them a few good matches together.
I know we're sort
and then
of
let him win that
this,
title.
And I don't want to keep Wendy too late, but I know when Brucey and I went on last week, I had brought up that it looked like Cody versus Brody was going to be that rivalry that came out of the open challenges because Brody beat him. Then Cody came back and beat him. Now we've got to have a rubber match, right? Because they've each won once and they've each been champ. So go to Full Gear and have some kind of, have an Iron Man match, 2 out of 3 falls, something crazy to figure out who is going to move forward from this and get the one up on the other.
Yeah.
Whether it's whether Cody retains or Brody wins, then you're just done and you move on to somebody else. And then all of a sudden Orange Cassidy got put in the picture. And it was like, okay. And now he's still
no sense to me.
And it honestly looks like now we're heading for a triple threat between Cody, Cassidy, and Darby. So
it's gonna be
no love
Cassidy
for Brody
versus Darby.
Even AEW has no love for the Dark Order, so why should I? You can hold your hands up all you want. If they ain't got love for him, why should I?
All the way.
Losers.
all the way.
Losers with lawnmowers. That's what their new name should be.
Disrespected. They don't get no respect around here, as the great Rodney Dangerfield would say.
You earn respect over here.
What are you talking about? Those matches?
You earn respect over here. You get your head kicked in. You know what I'm saying?
Wardlow versus Omega. That's an interesting one, Kirby.
I do like that.
Kirby just commented that, and I'm kind of like.
Of course, Wendy likes it. I kind of
like. I'm not mad at that.
Like,
no, I like that.
Wendy's like, yes, please, yes.
Oh my fucking word! Wardlow makes it to the finals, and MJF pulls him out and puts himself in because he pays Wardlow.
There's the mark we know and love.
I both love and hate this. I love it because it's a great idea, but I hate it because it totally screws Wardlow.
I could see it
but
happening.
I almost want it to happen.
It is a total.
I almost want it to happen.
Shit heel move, and it would be a thing of beauty for MJF to pull off. But at the same time, I don't want to see it happen either.
So to make it even more heel, Wardlow wrestles the finals, hits Kenny with his finisher. He's done and out, and MJF kicks him out of the ring and goes in and gets the 1-2-3 and takes the win.
Oh, that would be terrible. I'd be pissed.
That's a shitbag move, and I love and hate all of it.
It's
totally MJF.
It is. It is.
It's like MJF's finger poke of doom, man. I don't like it. He could do it, but I don't like it. And Peter, honestly,
it's gonna happen.
Honestly, Peter, I don't know if Brody is hurt or not. Maybe that's why they replaced him with Cassidy, but it looked like we were headed towards a rubber match. And then all of a sudden...
But they're still keeping that feud alive with the Dark Order coming out to the ring last night.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Yep.
True. But Peter could be right. I mean, I haven't seen anything, but Brody Lee could be injured after that dog collar match, and they're just not letting you in on that information. So they're kind of giving you some subterfuge with Orange Cassidy and with Darby Allin and Cody until he gets himself back together. Yes, big words. I'm hoping Scorsese's still in the chat. I know some big words too. Okay.
As much as I have been,
I get loquacious with the best of them. That's all I'm saying.
Brucey, go.
as much as I've been against this, it makes sense. So Brody is out right now, but he's not. Now this is just picture this. The Exalted One's not there right now not because he's injured, but because he's looking for something or someone. He comes back from this meditating or whatever the fuck the Dark Order
Business
does.
retreat.
Vision Quest.
Yes, Vision Quest. And he brings Eric Redbeard back with him to beat the tar out of Cody.
Oh,
I like it.
I'd like it, but I can
as much as I don't want those two guys back together, it would make total sense and make him zero. His number for the Dark Order is 0 because it's before Uno.
Okay.
I like it. I like it a lot.
I like it, but I see it happening, and then immediately my brain cuts to the old intro from the Muppet Show where they're all like dancing and screaming, like dozens of them, because that'll be like WWE guys, you know.
and
yeah. Again, yes, a deep eye roll. I know. I'm just saying, if that happens, be prepared. I don't give a fuck, but be prepared.
Got to brace yourself for it.
Yeah, it's a public service announcement. I'm like EC3 right now. You've all been warned.
He's slowly making his way to AEW right now.
He's already at ROH. Chris let us in on that. He showed us the promo.
I saw the
promo video of that EC3 cut for ROH, and I was like, oh.
So all I guess he cut one on NXT also, but like.
No, but I mean, he actually cut a promo for ROH.
Like, I know. I saw it.
Program.
So
it's not like he was on Instagram talking about NXT. He was on an ROH show cutting a promo about ROH.
So he's already controlling his narrative by going to Impact, and he's working ROH. So what if he then, after working for those two companies, then goes to AEW?
I wouldn't blame him at all. Let's be honest here. I think I'm going to say something, and I think both of you will agree with me. As much as that man was just set to the side in his last job opportunity, I'm happy to see him go wherever he wants and do whatever the fuck he wants, because obviously he's on to something, and he's been working on this while being set aside. And if that means he's in Impact, he's in ROH, he's in AEW, NWA comes back, he's there too, I'm all for it. EC3 all day. I don't give a shit, especially this version of EC3. This I'm into. Sometimes I looked at EC3 and I was like, nah, homie, fuck you. But this is different. I'm feeling this.
I think after his feud with Moose is over at Bound for Glory, I think he's bouncing from Impact. And he's going to go to ROH and stay there for a while.
I don't know. Maybe he'll just bounce around, dude. I'll be Impact. I'll be at Impact. Then I'm going to ROH. Then I'm going back. Then maybe I hit MLW for the restart. EC3 can do whatever the fuck he feels like right now because he's not technically signed by anyone. So he can just literally be what professional wrestlers are, and that's be an independent contractor. Like, I'll go here, I'll go there, I'll go wherever the fuck I feel like. And if you don't like it, I'll just go somewhere else. It's a beautiful thing. Think about all the crap in the E with the third parties and expecting this, but they're independent contractors and there's all these blurred lines. There's nothing blurred for EC3. I'll do whatever the fuck I want, wherever the fuck I want. And if you don't let me do it here, I'll do it somewhere else. That's controlling your narrative in a big fucking way. So shout out to EC3. He's clearly got it. He's clearly got it. You know, he's figured out and down pat at this point, where some people in wrestling might not.
Well,
I think on that note, it's a pretty good time to wrap shit up.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think we hit the end of the road. I think we definitely hit the end of the road there. That was a heck of a way to end the show.
It was. I felt like we finished strong on that one.
We did.
A lot of bases.
Got some Wardlow muscles in that finish. Brucey, my man, my high class homie. Hit us
All
with
right.
the social medias, if you will.
Check it out. You can find us at Facebook at Top Rope Wrestling Talk. We are a publicly traded Facebook group. Come join our forums, join our threads, have fun, talk anything wrestling all day, all night, every day. You can buy our merch. Buy our fucking merch. Hoodies, t-shirts,
Hold the mug up.
lipstick and ladders as our ladies line. Ladies, come on and get your TRWT gear. Buy our t-shirts. Help us out. Help us grow this show and make this show better for you guys.
Rep your favorite podcast wherever you go. Have the mug at work,
Yeah.
rock the shirt in the gym, whatever.
And you can find us at TRWT merch on Facebook. And I know my sister's getting ready to get on here in a second. You can also find TRWT merch on Instagram
On
now.
the gram, baby.
TRWT merch is now on the gram.
We got to get some people to run some of these pages, man. We got too many pages.
We got a lot of shit. You can
if you want to help out, leave it in the comments. No,
right? You can also find us on Twitter at Top Rope WT. Go on there, hit us up, see what we're posting. We'll see what you're posting. Maybe we'll chat back and forth. You never know.
We got a lot of awesome followers too.
It's the Twitter machine, so you never know what's going to happen because anything can happen on the Twitter machine. True. And you can also find us on Instagram at top_rope_wrestling_talk. Kiss
Bam!
my ass. Booyaka! Boom! Just for
Finally,
you.
one take mark.
All right. And you can also find us on YouTube because that's where you're watching us. And Wendy's going to hit us up for the podcast.
After I'm finished burping. You can find us on anchor.fm/TRWT. And from there, you can find us wherever podcasts are distributed, such as the Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio. But on iHeartRadio, you have to actually look for us. Am I remembering correctly? Okay, yes. Cool. And then wherever else you find and gather your podcasts, et cetera, et cetera.
The Anchor page has all the platforms except for iHeartRadio. So you have to actually go to iHeart and search us out. But a lot of people are. So shout out to iHeartRadio. Mm-hmm. And everything else is, as she said, at anchor.fm/TRWT.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Right. Mm-hmm.
Or should I say TRWT? You got to lay into those call letters. Oh, man. But yeah, that's all we got, guys. Thank you so much to everybody who showed up live, left all the comments, left all the questions.
Friendly reminder, this weekend is the G1 Climax Finals.
Yes. Good shit. Very good shit. Mm-hmm. If you don't have New Japan World, get it.
Indeed.
But again, thank you to everybody that showed up live. Thank you to everybody that's going to be listening to this on Anchor or rewatching us at Foxden Productions. We will see you next week. Yeah. And everybody enjoy your weekend. Wear your mask. Stay safe. Don't be a Loki. And of course, above all,
stay fresh, cheese bags.
Word. There it is.
Deuces.
Peace, y'all.
MJF's a wrestling god. Don't you ever forget it.